All right, let's dive into a story that has captivated people for centuries, the story of the Queen of Sheba. And we're using excerpts from the Landmark Legends podcast as our guide today. And you know what's amazing is that despite the lack of concrete historical proof, her story appears in the Bible, the Quran, and Ethiopian history. Talk about a legend that just transcends time and culture.
What's fascinating is that even her actual name is a mystery, but we can kind of piece together a picture of her world just by looking at the kingdom that she ruled, Sheba.
Okay, so let's start there. Where was Sheba located and what made it so remarkable?
Well, Sheba, sometimes referred to as Saba, was likely located in modern-day Yemen, although some scholars believe it could have been in Ethiopia. But what we do know for certain is that Sheba was incredibly wealthy. They controlled vital trade routes for highly sought-after luxuries like spices, incense, and gold. Imagine, in the ancient world, these were the goods that everyone wanted.
So Sheba was basically like the ancient world's equivalent of a global superpower, fueled by the trade of these precious commodities.
Exactly. And this immense wealth directly contributed to the image of the Queen of Sheba as this powerful and influential ruler. But her story goes beyond just wealth and power. One of the most intriguing aspects is her legendary encounter with King Solomon.
Right, and this encounter appears in both the Bible and the Quran. What do these texts tell us about her visit to King Solomon?
Well, both accounts describe her journey to Jerusalem, where she basically engaged in a battle of wits with Solomon, who was renowned for his wisdom, right? She challenged him with really difficult questions, and in turn, he was impressed by her intellect.
It sounds like a lot more than just a casual visit. I mean, what could her motivations have been for undertaking such a journey?
It's a question that has puzzled historians for centuries. Some believe it was a strategic move to forge a political alliance with one of the most powerful figures of that era, kind of solidifying Sheba's position on the world stage.
That makes sense. I mean, alliances were crucial for maintaining power and influence.
Precisely. But there's another intriguing possibility. Perhaps she was genuinely drawn to Solomon's reputation for wisdom and justice. Maybe she thought knowledge, philosophical insights, or even spiritual guidance. It's a reminder that even the most powerful individuals can seek wisdom from others.
So this meeting wasn't just about politics, right? It was a meeting of minds, a clash of cultures, and a potential exchange of knowledge between two prominent figures of the ancient world.
Absolutely. Now, the Ethiopian tradition adds a fascinating twist to this already captivating story.
I'm all ears. What's the Ethiopian perspective on the Queen of Sheba?
Well, in Ethiopia, she's known as Makeda, and according to their tradition, her meeting with Solomon resulted in something more than just an exchange of wisdom. She actually had a son with him.
Wow, a son. That's an unexpected development. What was the significance of this son in the Ethiopian narrative?
Well, this son, Menelik III, became the first emperor of Ethiopia's Solomonic dynasty, a lineage that claimed direct descent from King Solomon himself. Imagine the weight of history and legacy associated with that.
A dynasty claiming descent from Solomon, that's a pretty powerful claim to legitimacy.
Indeed. And this dynasty ruled Ethiopia for an astonishingly long time, almost 3,000 years, only ending in the 20th century. But the Ethiopian tradition doesn't stop there.
Okay, what else is there? It's already an incredible story.
According to Ethiopian lore, Menelik brought the Ark of the Covenant back to Ethiopia, one of the most sacred artifacts in Judeo-Christian tradition.
The Ark of the Covenant, that's incredible. Although I imagine this claim is likely debated among historians and archaeologists.
You're right. It's a claim met with skepticism by some. However, it highlights the importance of the Queen of Sheba, or Makeda, in Ethiopian history and culture. It links their heritage directly to both King Solomon and a relic of immense religious significance.
So in the Ethiopian tradition, she's not just a queen, right? She's the mother of a dynasty and potentially linked to one of the most sacred objects in history. It adds a whole new dimension to her story.
Absolutely. And for Ethiopian Christians, Queen Makeda embodies the merging of Hebrew and African traditions, making her a significant symbol of cultural pride and heritage.
It's remarkable how her story takes on these unique variations in different cultures. So we've explored the biblical account and the Ethiopian tradition. Now, how does Islam portray this enigmatic queen?
In Islam, she's known as Bilqis, and the Quran doesn't delve into her background or any potential relationship with Solomon, but it focuses on her wisdom, inquisitiveness, and ultimately her acceptance of monotheism after encountering Solomon.
So instead of focusing on her origins or potential romantic ties,
Right.
the Quran emphasizes her intellectual and spiritual journey.
Exactly. She's portrayed as a wise and independent ruler in her own right, capable of engaging with someone like Solomon on an intellectual and spiritual level. In Islam, Bilqis serves as a role model, demonstrating that a female ruler can possess strength, intelligence, and spiritual depth.
It's incredible how each tradition highlights different aspects of her character and legacy. It's almost like looking at a multifaceted gem, with each facet revealing a different brilliance. But the biggest question remains, did she actually exist?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Let's
Okay.
see what the historical evidence has to say. Well, archaeologists have unearthed compelling evidence
Hmm.
of like a really prosperous and influential kingdom in Yemen, precisely where Sheba is believed to have existed. They've even found inscriptions and artifacts that support accounts of Sabaean culture, and they're like really extensive trade networks.
So we have pretty solid evidence pointing to the existence of the kingdom itself. But what about the queen? Is there anything concrete linking her to this historical kingdom?
This is where the trail gets a bit colder. Unfortunately, we haven't found definitive proof,
Yeah.
like an inscription with her name or a depiction on an artifact that confirms that a queen matching her description ruled Sheba.
So are we left with just stories and legends, or could there be like a historical basis for her character?
Well, it's a puzzle that historians are still trying to piece together.
Hmm.
One possibility is that she was a real queen whose story became embellished and transformed over time, with each culture adding its own interpretations and layers of myth.
Kind of like a historical game of telephone,
Yeah.
where the original story gets reshaped as it's passed down through generations.
Yeah, exactly. Another possibility is that she might represent like a symbolic embodiment of Sabaean power and culture, an archetype of their wealth, wisdom, and influence, personified in this legendary queen.
So maybe she wasn't like one specific individual,
Yeah.
but rather an embodiment of a powerful and sophisticated civilization.
That's a compelling theory.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the Queen of Sheba so enduringly fascinating, whether she was a real person or a symbolic figure. Her story has resonated across cultures and through centuries, captivating our imaginations.
It's like she taps into this universal fascination with mystery, power, and wisdom, all wrapped up in a tale that's both captivating and thought-provoking.
Precisely. And the absence of conclusive evidence actually adds to her allure. It allows us to fill in the gaps with our own interpretations, making her story even more personal and engaging.
So in a way, each of us creates our own version of the Queen of Sheba, drawing on the elements that resonate most with our individual perspectives.
Absolutely. We choose to focus on her wisdom, her strength, her spiritual journey, or perhaps her defiance of conventional norms. This ability to connect with her story on a personal level is a testament to its enduring power.
You know, it's no wonder she continues to be such a prominent figure in art, literature, and even music. Her image has been reimagined and reinterpreted countless times throughout history.
Exactly. We see her depicted as a powerful monarch, a wise leader, a cunning diplomat, and sometimes even a temptress. Each portrayal reflects the cultural context and societal values of its time, making her a fascinating mirror, reflecting the evolution of human thought and perception.
Yeah, her story is a reminder that the past is not static. It's constantly being reshaped and reinterpreted through the lens of the present.
That's a really insightful point. It highlights the dynamic relationship between history and culture. The Queen of Sheba's story isn't just about her. It's also about us and how we choose to engage with the past.
What stands out to me is how she embodies this sense of possibility and wonder, especially in a world that oft feels defined by limitations and boundaries.
It's true. Her story transports us to a time when the world seemed full of uncharted territories and vast empires, a time when wisdom and knowledge were prized above all else.
It's a stark contrast to our modern world, where we're constantly bombarded with information and technological advancements. Perhaps that's why we find solace and inspiration in stories like hers.
Perhaps we yearn for a connection to something larger than ourselves, something that reminds us of the enduring power of human qualities, like courage, resilience, and the pursuit of knowledge.
And the Queen of Sheba embodies those qualities in such a compelling way. Her story reminds us that even in the face of uncertainty and challenges, we can choose to be proactive, to seek wisdom, and to forge our own paths.
It's a message that transcends cultures and time periods, reminding us of our shared human capacity for strength, resilience, and the pursuit of something greater than ourselves.
It's fascinating how a figure shrouded in so much mystery can offer such profound insights into the human experience.
Absolutely. And that's why her story continues to be relevant and inspiring, even thousands of years after she is believed to have lived.
Her story encourages us to embrace the mysteries of the past, to challenge our own assumptions, and to recognize the interconnectedness of history, culture, and the human experience.
And it reminds us that the past is never truly gone. It lives on in the stories we tell, the beliefs we hold, and the values we cherish.
So as we delve further into the Queen of Sheba's world, let's remember that her story is not just about her, but about all of us.
It's about our shared human journey, our quest for knowledge, and our enduring fascination with the mysteries that lie at the intersection of history and legend.
It's incredible how her story has woven itself into the fabric of so many different cultures and belief systems.
It really speaks to the universality of her appeal. She's become a symbol that transcends geographical boundaries and religious differences. She embodies something that resonates deeply with people from all walks of life.
Yeah, and I think it's that spark of curiosity, that thirst for knowledge and understanding that kind of connects us all as human beings, right? And she embodies those qualities in a way that's both captivating and inspiring. She's not just a queen, you know. She's an adventurer, a seeker of wisdom, a symbol of strength and resilience in the face of the unknown.
Her story reminds us that we all possess the potential to be those things. We can all embark on our own journeys of discovery, seeking knowledge and wisdom, while navigating the challenges that life throws our way. It's a powerful message, especially considering the complexities and uncertainties of the world we live in today.
Right. I mean, we face so many challenges, both individually and as a global community, that it's easy to feel overwhelmed or lose sight of our own potential for growth and positive change.
But the Queen of Sheba's story reminds us that we have the power to shape our own destinies. We can choose to be passive observers, or we can actively engage with the world around us, striving to make a difference.
She didn't just sit back and let life happen to her. She actively sought knowledge, challenged existing norms, and left a legacy that continues to inspire us centuries later.
What a powerful example of taking charge of one's destiny.
Absolutely. And I believe there are many valuable lessons we can glean from her story. But perhaps the most crucial one is this. Never stop learning, never stop questioning, and never shy away from embracing the unknown.
That's a message that resonates deeply with the spirit of the deep dive. It's about constantly seeking knowledge, exploring different perspectives, and challenging our own assumptions. It's a message that's as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago.
Yeah, it's a timeless message that encourages us to live with a sense of curiosity and a willingness to venture beyond our comfort zones. So as we conclude our deep dive into the world of the Queen of Sheba, we encourage you to continue exploring her story. There's still so much to discover, so many different interpretations and perspectives to consider.
Keep an open mind. Question what you think you know. And don't be afraid to delve deeper into the aspects of her story that pique your interest. Who knows, you might unearth your own hidden treasures of insight and understanding along the way.
It's been a fascinating journey exploring the life, legend, and enduring legacy of this enigmatic queen.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the mysteries of our world.